the channel. Mr. Zim once again here. Today guys, we are in Chitungwiza, and there's a very exciting project happening right here in Chitungwiza. It's a very nice building coming up. It's a nightclub, restaurant, butchery and so on, and it's right here in Chitungwiza, and it's really upmarket, it's high class. And today I'm excited that I'm going to be talking to the architects as well as the contractors who did this project. I'm going to have them here on the channel, and they're going to take us through the different procedures. They'll provide insights on this project and just to show you guys, how these things are happening right here in Zim. But guys, stay put, and please remember to drop a comment and let us know what you think of this construction in the comment section. But yeah guys, let's go. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Perfect. My name is Welcome Ndete. I'm a designer. I'm going to take you through one of our projects in Chitungwiza. From the first point when we met up with the client, we got a brief which was so specific, trying to match the standard which they've set in the market area, so which is incorporating the building typology from the butchery, restaurant, kitchen, dining space, and the bar area, not forgetting the sports aspect which we incorporated. The main challenge we encounter was the land size. The lane size was one of the main challenge, because they wanted something which can accommodate a lot of people, but the lane size was very small. It's a 10 meter by 30 meter, which is 300 square meters for that complex. So another challenge was the spatial planning, to say our frontage is 10 meters. What do we need to put in front? What exactly do you want to give as an impression when someone come across to the building frontage? So that was the first thing we wanted to tackle. So from that aspect, we tried by all means to take the most public typologies in front, and the main access to the frontage, which is our day-to-day or during the day usability space was the butchery. So we need it in front. Having our butchery in front and the main access point in front, we're creating a thoroughfare or connectivity to the dining space, which is feeding from the back kitchen. So we try to utilize all the private spaces at the back. The toilets and the kitchen is at the back, to manage our plumbing aspect, because we have community plumbing, which is the main sewer line. So that is what we wanted to manage. So another aspect we had to deal with, which is another challenge, was how feasible is it, that kind of a building within the area, in terms of the cost of the building and the area we are putting the building. So since with our own analysis and the client, since it's a commercial building, we realized that it was most vital for us to carry out the project after assessing the budget, because they were calculating their return and what we are giving to the area. So we realized that it is okay for us to proceed with the construction.
Okay, talk to us about the nature of the roofing material. I saw that you used Chromadeck. Why Chromadeck over other roofing materials?
We check the combination of our materials in that building. It was more of trying to incorporate metal and brickwork. That gives an impact on their signature colors. So on our roof, we also introduced a skylight on the top, what we wanted to do on the roof material, we wanted to give in the light and the ventilation on top. We wanted to give that feel of a rooftop garden on the top, because we on our levels the sports bar is right at the top. So we wanted that sort of interaction with the outside space through ventilation, lighting, that aspect of openness. That's what we wanted. Then the other part of the roof, we incorporated some concrete roof deck so that we can utilize it for storage, like water tanks and on top. And also the cost. The chroma deck is a bit lower in cost, but it can give us that touch and that look of quality which we wanted to give, and the connection with the steel elements we have in our frontage.
Can you tell us a bit about the materials used on the building, where they were sourced, what percentage of them were locally sourced, what percentage was imported?
I could actually say all the materials are locally sourced because they are locally available, from the aluminium, steel bars and beams, and the concrete and the brickwork as well. We use the load-bearing brick from top to bottom. And steel was supplied by our steel fabricator, the subcontractor. Aluminium as well, subcontractor. And concrete, we took the premix. We didn't want to take chances in the quality of our concrete, which will have been tested by engineers in terms of the strength and the quality.
So welcome, I see that it's a 3-story building. Can you talk to us about the levels of the building?
It was defined by the typology of spaces. The butchery at the bottom is mostly used during the daylight, and on the second floor we tried to put the bar area where most of the people can access it at night and partially during the day. And on the top floor, which wanted the environment to connect with the top floor, we decided to have a sports bar because the top floor is open, just like a garden. We don't have windows, we want cool breeze air on top, we want visualization on top, so it's open just like a roof garden. So we can have sports activities like pool, darts, things like that. So that's why we incorporated on top. So it's mostly for a certain time and space when it's going to be utilized. The most active spaces are at the bottom.
Tell us about the access to the top floor. I see that there's a staircase. Is it possible to access the bar without getting through the restaurant?
Our two access we have, the back access is mostly for the fire escape, and the main day-to-day usable access is in front. So that was done just to control the security aspect of the structure and also to manage the flow of people. Whenever it's necessary, we can also use the fire escape as well.
I see that there is a driveway next to the building.
Exactly.
What is that meant for?
That space is meant for delivery access. We actually utilize the council land just for offloading and loading. So we can also as well use it for parking whenever we don't have truck. It can be for parking and for just people to access the space.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, I'm Ngoni Mutizawanda. I'm with Charliewall Construction. We were the main contractor on this commercial project.
I see. And can you tell us a bit about the project, how you're finding the project, the building timelines?
Yes.
And anything you think our audience would like to know about the building?
Sure. So we were commissioned to commence works and we started around beginning of June this year. and basically our brief was to deliver the building in as quick a turnaround time as possible. Being a commercial building, the client obviously needed to open up as soon as possible. It was basically a very tight timeline. We had to deliver quality whilst managing on time. And the client's brief was basically to execute as quickly as possible, and they needed to be in time for the festive season, which I'm hoping, based on the progress to date, should be achievable.
Okay. By festive season, you mean by Christmas?
By Christmas, yes,
So
yeah, or beginning of December, mid-December,
Okay.
right into that Christmas period.
Right. So can you tell us a bit about the challenges you faced while
Yeah.
you were doing the project?
Indeed. So you'll find, being a commercial project, space was a constraint. We had to work utilizing the bulk of the stand. So we're working in constricted spaces, and we had to make optimal use of planning in terms of timing of delivery of materials. We couldn't afford to have too many materials lying on site, so it was almost just in time, so that we still had enough space for our works. Another key constraint challenge was the building height. So you'll find each floor is roughly 4 meters tall. So by the time we got to the top of the building, we were working at significant height.
Yes.
And we needed to ensure that we did so safely. So safety of the team was a critical focus area. And as a company, we obviously have policies and procedures around ensuring the safety of our staff. It's the biggest commercial project we've done, but our focus has historically been mostly on residential. And we've had some bigger residential projects. So this commercial project, total square meterage was about 750 in terms of the interior spaces. We've built a few residential buildings which were bigger than that. So in terms of scale, it was still quite up there with some of our bigger projects. So it was an exciting challenge, and we were glad to take it on. One of the other challenges we faced was we were the main contractor on the project, but it wasn't a full build to complete contract. So we had subcontractors who came in directly under the client for some other aspects. So being a very time constrained project, we were then having to manage other subcontractors as well, and push for timelines delivery. So that was an interesting challenge, but I think we managed to overcome it and build good working relationships with the other subcontractors as well.
If there was one thing you could change in our construction industry, what would it be?
I think we have a buoyant construction industry with lots of potential, just bubbling under, but I wish we had more of a vibrant mortgage sector, just to support clients and build projects, because you find what ends up happening on most projects that we've been involved in is they're mostly client budget funded through clients' organic funds. So you'll find project timelines then tend to drag. So if we're the mortgage-backed industry, you'd find projects would be much faster, and again, would benefit from the economies of scale, because you go in, you buy all your materials, and you know that your overheads will be structured over a shorter period of time. Nangoli,
thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Zim. Thank you very much appreciated.
Cheers.
Always a pleasure.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching this far. That was Welcome, who is the architect, and Ngoni, who is the main contractor. They were just sharing insights about this project, and they were telling us the different things that go into the coming up of a building. It's not very simple. There's a lot of challenges that come in, but this has been a very exciting project in Chitungwiza. And guys, this just shows you the kind of potential we have right here in Zimbabwe. We have all the talent, we have the expertise to do such projects. And if you're out there and you've got a similar project, I would like to urge you to come to Mr. Zim, and I'll direct you to the guys who can make your project happen, the best designs, the best contractors. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to drop a comment and let us know what you think about this project in the comments section. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.